Hey everyone, it's your girl Layla. Welcome back to my channel.
No matter what they try, I'll stay by your side. It's you and
Okay guys, so I am going to be finally filming my most requested video of the year, basically, and it is not a haul, it's not a hiking vlog, it's actually a what's on my phone video. So I recently got a new phone, as you guys may or may not know. I did a whole unboxing on my channel and I got so many comments asking me to do a what's on my phone, so I'm gonna do that for you guys today. I also want to do one on my Huawei phone because I used it up until this point and I just kind of want to give you guys an idea of that phone and like if you guys are planning to buy one in 2023, if that's a possibility. Like, I'll do another what's on my phone with that phone, but in today's video specifically, I'm gonna be showing you guys my new Samsung S23 Ultra what's on my phone. First things first, if you guys are not already subscribed, please go ahead, click that subscribe button below. I upload 3 times a week, Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday. And I just want to mention a few things before we get into the video of what's in my phone. Is gonna be like what is on my phone. So I have this case on it from Amazon and it's just plain sparkly clear case. I'm not the hugest fan of this case. I mean, I do like it. I like the fact that it really protects my phone. I've dropped this quite a few times now because it's such a big phone. It's sometimes hard to not drop it, and it's protected my phone quite well, and it's like super thick. It has kind of like the lip so that if it lands on the screen, it's not supposed to crack your screen or anything like that. So it's been a great case. It's just turning yellow. I don't know if you guys can tell. It's very common with phone cases for it to turn yellow, but I mean, I've only had this for about a month and a bit and it's already turning yellow, so that's kind of annoying. So I also have this beautiful camera cover on it. If you guys have this phone, it's very important that you probably put a camera cover, because just in case you drop the phone or anything like that, you don't want to mess up the cameras. Also, if you're planning on putting this in your purse or whatever the case may be, you don't want to get your camera scratched. There's way too many lenses and it's too big of an area to not protect. So I got this on AliExpress and it's really pretty. It has like rainbow rhinestone detailing on it, really beautiful. And one more thing, I do have a cover on the front. It's a tempered glass cover and I got one from Amazon that actually came with 2 covers, and they're basically like glued onto your phone. You like use a UV light to like put it on your phone. I didn't do that whole process, Andy did it for me, but it looked really complicated and it's really actually protected my phone. I probably would have gone through at least 1 or 2 tempered glass, just the plain tempered glass screen covers in the month and a bit that I've had my phone, but there's only really one little tiny crack in the cover. You probably won't even be able to see that. We'll leave all of like the Amazon stuff linked in my storefront down below. So if you guys want to check that out, you can. But let's get right into what's in my phone. I do have, I don't know if you can really see that, but let's turn up the brightness a little bit, shall we? So this is my screensaver, whatever it's called. So I actually took this picture from Mount Allen and this was taken on my Huawei, but it's still a really great photo. I love the bluebells in the corner. I did, like, these are meant to be blurry. Like, I kind of wanted to focus on the mountain in the background and then the alpine grass in the front and then just have the bluebells on the side. So I really think it's a cool picture. It's one of my most favorite photos that I've taken. So that is my lock screen cover. Okay, so this is my home screen. The screensaver on this one is actually another photo that I took, and this one I actually took on this phone, and it's of one of my favorite flowers. It's actually tattooed on my arm right here, and this is the Indian paintbrush, one of my favorite wildflowers. So that is my background. I do change my background quite often. I kind of leave the lock screen background the way it is because I really do love it, but my actual background on my phone I've changed quite a few times since I've gotten it. So on here, start off with that first. I have the weather app in the very left corner, and I just have that there because I actually do use that app very often. It's one of my most used apps, and I actually really like the animations on the Samsung. I don't know why, but I think it's really cool. My Huawei did not have that, but it does have this really cool like animated thing in the corner. Really nice. And then you can go through the weather of the week and humidity, UV index, and all of that good stuff. So this, I feel like, is really a good weather app on this phone, and I do really enjoy it. It's very accurate so far. So going down a little bit, I do have the Google toolbar there. I actually don't use that, so I can probably get rid of it on my home screen, but I don't know. I had it on my Huawei as well, and I never really use it. I just go into Google Chrome on my phone if I need to Google anything. Next up, I have, of course, Instagram, and yeah, like it's Instagram. It's probably my most used apps, so I have that on here. My next thing I have on here is the calendar app, and it basically just has all my calendar stuff. I don't really use my phone calendar. As you guys know, I use like a paper calendar. I use my LV agenda as like my main calendar to plan anything on. So the calendar app is just there if I need something quick, like if I'm scheduling like a doctor's appointment or something like that and I'm at the desk, I'll just put it in right away in the calendar, but I don't really use that app so much. But it's on my home screen. I have YouTube, of course, Spotify, Facebook, which I tend to scroll on Facebook just to kill time. That's kind of what I do on Facebook, and I actually promote a lot of my hiking videos on Facebook, on like Facebook hiking groups and stuff like that, so that's why that's on the front page. I have my Maps app, which I'm not going to click on because it's going to show my location right now, but I use that very often so I don't get lost, you know. Gallery is, you know, like photos and stuff like that. I was looking through my photos earlier, but yeah, this phone takes really amazing photos if you get to know how to use the camera properly. When I first got this phone, I absolutely hated it. I hated the camera. I did like the way it recorded videos and stuff like that, and I do use this as my main vlogging camera when I'm out, but I didn't actually like the way my photos looked when I first got this phone, and it was really frustrating because my Huawei would just like make all the colors just more vibrant and more beautiful. This one really doesn't. It's more focused on like the way things look as you're perceiving them through your own eyes, which is really cool, but I wasn't used to that. I was used to seeing like brighter, more vibrant colors on my Huawei, but once I figured out the camera and stuff, I actually do really like it, and I think I might like it more than my Huawei. Let's move on. The next app on here is my clock, and I'm a person that always has to set alarms. If I'm going somewhere or whatever, like I'll set alarms, or if I'm taking a nap, I'll set alarms. So I have a bunch of alarms saved on here. It's ridiculous. Like I go through them sometimes and delete them, but I haven't done that in a while. Next up is my phone, which is obviously where you would call people. Looks like that. I have that in the corner. My text messages are right beside it. My internet of choice is actually the Opera browser. I like it a lot better than Chrome on my phone for some reason. Things just work a little bit better on the Opera browser, like my work schedules, stuff like that. I can access that a lot easier on Opera versus Chrome. So that's why I have that. My camera icon is right beside that. I'm not gonna like turn it on or anything because it's literally gonna take a photo of my foot or the floor or something. So that is my home screen. Those are my most used apps, and I don't like having them in folders because those are my most used. I need easy access to them, and that's why they're on my home screen. Okay, so I usually store the rest of my apps on the next page. I'm not one of those people who have 3 or 4 pages of apps on their phone. I'm just not like that. As you guys know, with any Samsung phone, if you guys need access to all of your apps for whatever reason, you want to see them all just not in folders, you can just scroll up just like that, and you get all of your apps there. I do like keeping them in folders to keep them organized, but yeah, I don't like a million pages on my phone, so I just have 2. So I have a tools folder. We'll focus on that first. So on here is just a bunch of tools, basically. So I have, you know, my phone company app, Galaxy Store, which I don't use very often, but I needed it to figure out my camera on this phone. You need to download a few Samsung apps to actually make the camera work for your benefit. So that's why I have that in here for quick access if I ever needed anything. I have Shazam, of course, because if you ever find a song and you're like walking by something and you hear a song that you like and you want to Shazam it, I have that on there. Foreo is actually my skincare, but I don't use the app ever. I should actually delete this app because I've actually never used it. I always was under the impression that you needed to use it because that's what the Foreo thing says, but you actually don't. And I don't bother with that. That's too complicated. I have Dropbox, which I used to use a lot more often, but I don't anymore. It just has some old files on there that I keep. I have Samsung Notes, which is, again, one of my most used apps, but it is in the tools folder. I have my contacts, calculator, calendar in here as well, and then my files. If you ever needed to zip a file, if you're trying to transfer between iPhone and Android and vice versa, you do need to like zip the file so that the photos turn out clear, the videos turn out clear and everything. So I do use the Files app quite often. Also to transfer over any vlog footage and stuff like that to my computer, I need to do that. Okay, next up is my shopping tab, and it's not as crazy as you guys would have thought it would be. It's really not. I only have Amazon, Sephora, DH, which is, you know, my favorite app ever, Shein, AliExpress, eBay, PC Optimum, Stocard, which is super cool. So Stocard is an app that actually stores all of your membership cards on here. So you don't have to physically have the membership card. You can actually put them in here. You can take photos of them, and then when you click on them, flip them over, it has the barcode of whatever business it is, and you go there and get points and stuff, and you're not carrying around a wallet full of cards. So love that app. I also have Wrongway, which is like Shein pretty much. I haven't used that in a while. My Google Wallet, which has, you know, the payment options of my choice. So I can pay with my phone if I ever forget my wallet, which I've done before. I also have Luxe du Jour, which I haven't used in a while, but I used to love them on Instagram. When they used to post all of their new releases on Instagram, I would go on there all the time and look at purses, but they haven't done that in a while and I just don't use their app. I just couldn't get into it. Next up, I have a foods folder, and again, not as crazy as you would think. I feel like a lot of businesses out here, they're always like wanting you to download their app to get free stuff or whatever. I just don't do that. I only have a basic, you know, amount of food apps on my phone. So I have Starbucks, of course, Tim Hortons, which is coffee here in Canada, McDonald's, which I go to before I go hiking. Usually it's like my breakfast of choice in the morning, just super easy. It's always open. We have Open Table, which I haven't used in a while, but it's used to book different restaurants and you get points and stuff like that, which I haven't used yet because I don't go on this app very often. I have Subway, Blaze Pizza, and Marble Slab. So not a whole lot of food apps, but I do have those ones, which are my most commonly frequented locations, I guess. Next up, I have the Google apps, and I have a whole folder of Google apps. I have Google, Gmail, Drive, which I used to use again a lot back in the day when I used to use Dropbox a lot. I would use Drive as well to store a lot of my files and stuff. I just don't bother with that anymore. I have YouTube Music, Google TV, Meet, which I don't even know what that is. I've never used it. Photos, Play Store, Rewards, and Chrome. Rewards is another really cool app. If you haven't heard of it, it's awesome. So basically Google sends you surveys and you can earn money, and the surveys are usually like really short. They just sometimes have one question or two questions, like, did you search this on Google? Was it helpful? Or it'll be like, what industry do you work in? Or did you shop at Sephora the other day? Something like that. It's just a super easy, really quick survey, and you can actually earn money. So if I click on here, you can see my reward history. So I've earned a total of $223.88 with Google Rewards. And what you can do is you can use this balance to buy apps if you want. You can use it to buy in-app purchases on the Google Play Store, or you can use it for like an All Trails membership if you want. That's what I'm going to use mine for. And hopefully I get a lot more surveys till like November, so I can purchase the, you know, yearly subscription of All Trails using that. I have my settings here on the main screen because I don't have it in a folder or anything, because I do go into settings quite often. Not quite often, but I do use it like enough to where I don't want it hiding in a folder. I also have Heyday, which is one of my favorite games. I don't know if you guys have ever seen it, but it's basically like Farmville, but like a phone version of it. It's super cool, and it's definitely like a time waster. So it looks like this. You can harvest stuff, get points, level up, all of that stuff. So that's Heyday. I have Outlook over here, which is all of my emails. I don't like Gmail. I don't like Gmail. A lot of people love their Gmail. I'm not into it because it uses your storage. It uses your storage from your Google Drive, your Google Photos, and your email all in one. You only have a limited amount of storage, and then one day when you run out of storage, then you don't get any more emails, or you would have to pay for extra storage. So I just don't do that. I prefer Outlook. It's like unlimited storage. You don't have to pick and choose which emails you want to keep or not. Next up, I have my socials, you know, with the annoyed little face on it beside it. I have a love and hate relationship with social media, you know, so that's why that's there. I have Snapchat, which I'm unable to log into my Snapchat. I'm still logged in from my Huawei phone, but this phone will not let me log in. It says my account's banned or something. So I don't know what's up with that. I don't really use Snapchat anyway, so I can probably delete it. I have TikTok on here, Influencer, which is a great app if you guys do social media type things. You can do surveys and stuff like that. Sorry, that pop-up just came up, but basically you can do surveys on here and you can get free stuff from different brands, whatever the case may be. And yeah, it's really cool. I have reviewed quite a few things from Influencer that I've gotten sent for free, like, you know, like Sephora stuff, like Ole Henriksen, like different brands that are really good. You can definitely get free stuff on this app, so I love it. What else is in here? I have X, which used to be Twitter, I guess. I was so confused because I got a bunch of notifications saying X beside it, and I'm like, what is that app? I've never heard of it. I've never downloaded it. What the hell? It's actually Twitter. So that's that. Messenger, WhatsApp, Discord, Bitmoji. Messenger and WhatsApp are my most used because I don't know the last time I've actually texted someone, which is really weird. No, I've texted someone like yesterday. My mom uses text a lot, not really WhatsApp or Messenger, but for most things, if you need to reach out to me for, you know, like to plan things or anything like that, I use either WhatsApp or Messenger. And WhatsApp is actually my mode of choice for messages and stuff like that because you can send photos back and forth. It's really easy between Android and iPhone again, and I just use that app quite a lot. And then beside here is fitness. So my most used fitness app, I have quite a few. All Trails is definitely my choice of apps for hiking and stuff like that. So you do get like hiking maps offline and stuff like that if you pay for premium, and they look like this basically, and you won't ever get lost on a trail, hopefully, if you have this app. I said hopefully. Your sense of direction is your sense of direction, but for me, All Trails has helped me immensely because I am not a person with a great sense of direction. Well, I kind of am, but like at the same time, for me to find trailheads in the middle of nowhere where Google doesn't actually work that well, All Trails is really awesome. I also have Google Fit on here, PlantNet, which is a really cool app. So PlantNet, actually, if you take a photo of a plant or like a flower or something like that, you can use this app to identify it. I have Connect by Garmin on here, which is for this watch right here, and it basically is a really cool app. Again, it looks like this. It's very similar to Fitbit, but just way, way, way better. It has a lot more just insight on how you are doing, your body battery, your stress level, heart rate, sleep, all of that stuff. Like, it calculates everything. And of course, you know, your workouts and stuff are on here as well. And it's a really cool app. You can actually earn badges just like Fitbit. And what's cool about these is they really challenge you. Like this Rennsteg Trail app, I had to walk a total of 320 kilometers to get this badge, which is a lot. That's a lot. Okay, so I have Connect IQ, and that actually does watch faces. I haven't fully figured out this app yet, to be honest with you, because I found a really cool watch face on it and I downloaded it, and it said that I would have to pay to continue to use it, but I haven't figured that out yet. So I have that on here. Next up, I have Relive, which is another favorite app of mine. I'm sure you guys have, if you've ever seen any of my hiking vlogs, you have seen a Relive video. Basically, it gives you a satellite view of your whole hiking trail. Anytime you take a picture on the trail, it actually shows it on a map for you. Super cool. It calculates all your workouts and stuff like that. Just another, you know, fitness app. Next up on here, I have Runkeeper, another one of my most used apps. I like to run, and I like to run a lot. I like to keep track of my activity level and stuff like that on Runkeeper. I have Les Mills Plus. I used to have a membership with them because I have a spin bike in my basement, but I haven't used it in a while, so I had to cancel my subscription. But I do have the app on here. eTick, which is a tick app because I freaking hate ticks, and I have an app to just basically tell you where they are and stuff like that. If there's been any tick sightings in your neighborhood, that sort of thing, to, you know, so you know where to avoid going, basically. I have Aurora on here, which is a Northern Lights app, and it tells you, ugh, I hate this. I haven't gone into this app in a while, so it basically tells you your aurora forecast, your chance of seeing the northern lights. When I went up north to high level, I actually used this app quite a lot. I also have Strava on here, which I have never used, but it's in here. Games, I have the Google Play games, Pokemon Go, and Candy Crush, which I don't play very often, but I have them in here. Under photo editing, I have a few editing softwares in here. I have InstaSize, Perfect Me, Snap Insta, and Kujicam. I have not used any of these, to be honest. I got Kujicam because I always wanted those photos with like the 90s vibes on it, you know, with like the little 1999 April something on the photo. You guys must know what I'm talking about because a lot of Instagram people post with that filter, and I really wanted that, so I downloaded the app, but I've never actually used it. Snap Insta, you're supposed to be able to download like Instagram stories, I think, on it, and yeah, that is that. And then the very last thing on my phone is the movies folder, and it has Prime Video and Disney Plus on it. I don't really watch a lot of things on my phone. That's why I don't have Netflix on here or anything like that, is because I prefer watching it from my iPad or something bigger than my phone. But yeah, I have those two apps on here, and that is all, you guys. That is all that's in my phone. I hope you enjoy this one. I hope it was helpful, interesting, entertaining for you, and I'm gonna be doing one of these again on my Huawei phone very soon. So that is all for this video. If you guys are not already subscribed, please go ahead, click that subscribe button below. I upload 3 times a week, Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.
I let you deeper than I let you